She should be used to it by now. Lindsay was her only true friend. They'd met in college when Nina was going through her rebellious stage, rejecting her family and trying to embarrass them. Lindsay had always supported her, even at her brattiest worst. But even she couldn't fully understand the unique torments Nina suffered. "If they say things like that behind your back, then you're better off without them," Lindsay said. The problem wasn't just with Ryan and Fiona, though. She had never fit in with the other rich kids at the exclusive school her father had insisted she attend. She'd gone out of her way to mix with ordinary people, but there'd always been a change in their attitude, subtle or otherwise, when they learned who she was. She'd become sensitized to that, hyper-aware that being rich, and obscenely rich at that, affected people's perception of her, affected how they treated her. She was never sure what people really thought of her. Like Oliver, her ex. After many dating disasters, she'd thought she'd finally found a man who loved her for herself, only to discover he was more in love with her trust fund. The memory caused the fist around her heart to clench even tighter. 6 months after their breakup, his betrayal still hurt. "Damn it," she blurted. "For once in my life, I'd like to live somewhere where no one knows who I am, without my money or my last name to screw things up." There was a pause on the other end of the call before Lindsay said, "Oh, honey, that's a nice idea, but you wouldn't last more than 2 months. "Is that what you think?" Nina took the next curve in the road a tad too fast, causing her to tap on the brakes as she negotiated this twisty section of the highway. "You're supposed to be on my side." "I am, and I love you, but let's be serious. You might have been a rebel a few years ago, but you're past that stage. You're wiser now. And since you went to work for your dad, you've, dare I say it, gotten used to a cushier lifestyle. I bet you're cruising in your swanky BMW right now wearing designer jeans and sunglasses. Am I right or am I right?" Nina shifted guiltily in her leather seat. "Okay, yeah, but the BMW was a gift from my dad. I'd never have bought a car like this, and as for these jeans, you talked me into them, and—" She let out a groan. "Oh, Lindsay, how did I end up like this? Where did I go wrong? Remember college? We used to shop at thrift stores and hitchhike and survive on ramen noodles." "You were trying to stick it to your father, but I had no choice," Lindsay pointed out. "And frankly, I don't miss those days. I'm doing great now, and I enjoy spending the money I've earned." Unlike Nina, Lindsay had graduated from college with honors, was a rising star at her publishing company, and had a nice, steady boyfriend. Lindsay's life was on the up and up, whereas Nina's seemed to hit one dead end after another. "I'm not trying to stick it to my dad anymore." A year and a half ago, she'd become mixed up with a group of hardcore radicals, but when their protest at an economic forum had turned violent, she'd realized she didn't share their nihilist views. But by then she'd already been arrested, caught up with the other glass-smashing thugs. Her father and his high-powered attorney had gotten her out of serious trouble, and she knew that she owed him. That was why she'd finally agreed to come on board at Beaumont Inc., to mend things between her and her dad. At the time, it had seemed like a good, sensible decision for once in her life, but now she wasn't sure about anything. "The thing is, I'm sick of how my life is panning out. I'm sick of being Nina Beaumont. I can never get away from her. In fact, I should just stop in the nearest town." She peered at a signpost indicating the next town was a place called Hartley, "and go incognito for a month or so." Lindsay chuckled. "Do it then. I dare you." "I'm serious." "Yeah, okay. I'll humor you for a little while. So if you did go incognito, what about your job? Are you just gonna resign in a fit?" "No," Nina said, thinking rapidly. "But I'm due to take some vacation time starting next week anyway, so no one will miss me for at least 3 weeks. After that, I can arrange something with Dad, depending on how it goes." "You really shouldn't waste your vacation on a wacky scheme like this. Your dad has a house in Hawaii, doesn't he? Why don't you go there and catch some sun? You'll feel heaps better." "You don't think I can do this?" "Oh, I think you're capable of anything." There was no mistaking the amusement in Lindsay's voice. Nina pressed her lips together. If her best friend and biggest supporter didn't take her seriously, then how would she ever break free? She firmed her grip on the wheel as she approached another bend. Afternoon sunlight flashed through tall trees, temporarily blinding her. She eased the car around the corner.